Hi, welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. But if you're new here, I am a single woman with a single income and I'm in debt. I am documenting my budgeting and debt free journey here on YouTube. If you think you'd be interested in following me along my journey, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I'd really much appreciate that. Today will be my February closeout. I will admit, again, this has been just a really busy couple months at work, so I haven't really been out and about, like even filming this video this morning. I just I've just been so busy. It's literally been working out, home, sleep. That's it. All right, but let's go ahead and just recap. Since the last time we spoke, I paid my HOA fees. Subscription came out for my Peacock gym membership. Let's talk a little bit about shopping and things. So my aunt, my tia, this is the same family that I'm kind of reconnecting with. She made a whole bunch of tamales. And she asked me like last Saturday if I wanted some, and I was like, yeah. And I thought she was just gonna give me like a few. Y'all, she gave me like 3 dozen of 3 different kinds of tamales. So I had tamales for dinner like all week. So I didn't have to to go out for groceries or anything, because I had, my breakfast stuff, my lunch stuff ready, and I literally just went last night because I wanted to film this video to make sure that I get like an accurate closeout. So I went to Walmart last night to pick up groceries for the rest of the week. I should be set. I should be good to go until I get paid again on the 1st. And then we will go over my debt confession update, which will go on the 1st. And I'm going to film my budgeting video on the same day, but it won't go up probably until the 8th. Anyway, so I went to Walmart, spent $83.14 on groceries for the rest of the week. I should be set. I should be good to go. 14.12. So we had a leadership presentation yesterday, and they said that they were going to cater lunch. Well, they ordered pizza, but they didn't order enough. And I didn't want my team, like I wanted to make sure that my team was getting their pizza. So I didn't get any because I wanted to make sure that that people on my not just my team, but that everybody was getting their stuff. So I didn't get anything. So I ran a quick trip after the presentation to pick up something to eat. And then after my Walmart trip, it was really late. And I just didn't have the energy to cook, so I picked up a Firehouse sub last night. And I paid my student loan payment this morning. All right, so let's go ahead and do the wrap up, do all the calculations, and let's see where I'm at. Okay. All right, so student loans. Let's see, I paid $24.45.50 this morning, and then I'm going to subtract 25 because that's going to go here. So $220. Hang on a minute. Let me do the calculations. $220.50. That's what that was. $220.50. So 700 minus 512.50. 187.50 plus 220.50. All right, so I paid 408 was the actual. All right, my home loan, I will pay $1,600, I promise. I've already paid $300, so the $1,300 I'm going to pay on Monday. It will post by the 1st, so I'm not worried about that. This was $537.50. And the reason why this is higher is because I always, than I anticipated, I always pay more than the minimum payment, and I'd pay I calculate enough overpayment to cover some of the interest. So that's why this is higher. Okay, my phone bill, I haven't paid this. I need to pay this today. I'm going to pay this today. And I will pay the $147.09. Subscriptions will be $49.96. I'm just going to go ahead and put this in. The only one that still needs to come out is my Hulu subscription. That hasn't come out yet. My gym membership came out already. My chiropractor, paying this on the 29th, but because it's coming out on the 29th, I actually don't think it's going to post on my bank statement until maybe the first week of March. But I'll make sure to, I mean, the money's going to be in there, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this in there, $59. Insurance hasn't come out yet. No, it hasn't come out yet. But this will be $144.77. All right, here's spending. This is where we've gone astray this month. $85.41, $242, $83, $264, $67, $107.29, and this is for the Walmart Quick Trip and sub. Wowza. Okay. I already knew I was going to be over budget, and it's okay. I am going to be okay. I've already figured this out. And I need to tell y'all about Mr. Gym Guy and the car situation. Y'all are not going to believe this. Speaking of crazies, has anyone been watching, I don't know if anyone's on TikTok, but have y'all been watching the Risa Tisa story time on TikTok? It's like 50 parts, and it's titled "Who the F Did I Marry?" And it's this crazy story about this woman that married this pathological liar, and he's been lying to her about all of these things, that he was like some arena football player, and that he's buying this $750,000 home, and that his grandparents passed away, and he took her to this random grave site to visit his supposed dead grandparents, and he's the senior vice president of this condiment company. It is a mess. All of this stuff was lies. Oh, and he would talk on the phone, and he wasn't talking to anybody on the phone. He wasn't talking to anybody on the phone. And he would go on like these long conversations at like 6 a.m. by himself. And she would be listening in thinking that he was on the phone with his brother or something. It is a mess. Anyway, I encourage you guys to go watch it if you can. Risa Tisa on TikTok. It is mind-blowing. But I just had kind of a similar situation with the gym guy who wanted to buy my car. So I'll get into that in a second. It's just like completely scared me away, and like don't want to deal with it. But anyway, so yes, as expected, I am over budget this month by $293 and some cents. Well, I guess I'm over budget. Hold on, let's. $269.90, which is about right, because about the shoes, and then I spent like $130 some odd dollars at Target for the baby shower. So this is actually pretty accurate. I would have had a lot more to save and contribute towards my savings account, but that's okay. It's okay. I've already expected this, so this is the amount that I'm going to pay back. So before I tell you the story time about the gym bro, I just want to go ahead and also talk about taxes. So I filed my taxes, and full disclosure, well, let me back up. Back in 2022, I was working my full-time corporate job, my salary paid job, and I was also still working part-time. I think I was still working at Sephora, and then I was doing my freelancing and stuff on the side. Full disclosure, in 2022, I broke six figures. So I know, I mean, but you also have to understand that I was working like 70, 80 hours a week. I had no life really. I was just I was a workaholic. And then again, with taxes and everything that I paid, like last year I owed couple $1,000s in taxes, and that's what I paid to the federal government last year. So I knew that coming into 2023, I didn't want to do any more freelancing. I didn't want to do any more part-time gigs because it just wasn't worth it. I just wasn't making, like, I only came out on top a little bit, like a few $100s after we calculated everything. So this year or last year, I quit all of the side gigs and the part-time jobs, and I just worked my corporate job. So last year I made like 30 grand less. And my CPA and we worked last year to kind of do all the calculations to make sure that I wasn't going to owe and that I would hopefully break even. And dun 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 dun, I'm getting a whopping $3 back from the IRS. Which is great. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm actually really thankful for that because that means that I'm not going to, that I don't owe anything and that I didn't like lend my money to the federal government with no interest, right? So I'm happy with that. As far as state taxes goes, I think I'm getting like maybe a little over $100 back. So again, we did really good on all of the calculations. I'm really, really happy with that. This year we did the same thing. We did redid my calculations. I have to go back and readjust my contributions to my 401k, and hopefully next year it'll be a similar situation. But I'm happy. I'm happy with that. And just to reiterate, just in federal, state, Social Security, and Medicare, I think. I pay like a little over $1,000 per paycheck. So that's like $2,000, out of my $2,000 a month about. So that's a lot of money. Okay, so that out of the way. Now, gym guy. So this gym guy, he's got me lying to you all on the internet about how he's interested in buying my car and this, that, and the other. Okay, so long story short, I ran into one of my buddies that I used to work with, and I just mentioned to him casually that I was trying to sell my Mustang. And he messaged me early last week on President's Day, because we were both off, and just asked me if I was still selling the car. I've known him now for like over 10 years, and I couldn't believe it when he told me that his son just turned 16 in January. So he was looking for a nice looking car, but that wasn't going to, that it wasn't going to be like a luxury car for his son, basically like a starter vehicle for his son. Being that this car needs so many repairs, he was interested in buying the car, and is interested in buying the car. And so I messaged the gym guy to let him know, hey, if you're really interested in buying the car, I would, please let me know because I have another potential buyer. Now, the thing about me, especially working in freelancing, is that when someone's really interested in booking you. Like if I had potential clients, you knew who the serious clients were because you would send quotes and how much you're charging. And if they were really serious, they would get on your books, they would send you a deposit, and you'd be good to go. Those other ones, the other clients that weren't really serious, you'd never hear from them again. I might follow up with them, ask them if they have any questions that I can answer. But if I don't hear from you, I'm not going to poke and bug you about it because I'm not going to waste my time hoping that you book me for a Friday night when I could get someone else that's going to be serious and be booking me. So that's the kind of mentality that I had. And same thing with this guy, the gym bro. He's not a regular at the gym, so I don't see him often. And I'm not going to go like chasing him down to see if he wants to buy a car. He kept telling me he was interested. He would message me often telling me he was still interested. And I would say, okay, well, let me know. Let me know. And he would never get back to me. So again, I'm not going to like beg and plead, ask somebody to buy the car if they really don't want to. So I just kind of let him come to me. So when I messaged him to let him know that there was another potential buyer, he says to me, oh, honestly, I was never really interested in the car. I was like, what? I'm like, are you kidding me? So like for the past couple months, he would message me, he would stop me in the gym and tell me that he's interested in this car when all along he wasn't interested. So I didn't respond back because at this point I'm like punching air and I'm like, okay, whatever. I left it alone. Because now in my head I'm like, well, Chris is going to buy the car, so it's going to be fine. And so I left it alone. And then he messaged me back like the next day and he says, sorry, I reread my message and I realized that it came off wrong. But what I meant to say was I wasn't really interested in the car. I was more interested in asking you out on a date. No. But now during all of this time, I'm watching Risa Tisa, and this was just like red flags all over the place. One of my girlfriends, she was like, oh, that's kind of sweet if you think about it. And I'm like, no, because I'm frustrated. This is not the best course of action. If he was interested in asking me out on a date, he could have just asked me out on a date. He didn't have to do all of this, like dangling candy in front of a kid situation. So that's the story about the gym guy. I don't know. That's done, over with. Hopefully I don't have to change my gym membership and he doesn't make it awkward the next time that I run into him there. So Chris, my friend, my buddy, should be coming over sometime this weekend. And I hope it's good news. If it's good news, then we will see that update on the 1st of March. So send me your good vibes, your good energies, and your thoughts, and hopefully he buys this car, because y'all, I know y'all are tired of hearing me talk about this car. I'm tired of talking about this car. It is a money pit for me, and if Chris, who's by the way, he's bought cars, fixed them up, flipped them. He's done a lot of things with used cars before the past. So that's why I'm a little bit more confident with this, and I hope that it goes through. But we will see. So anyway, this is my February closeout. Sorry for rambling. And I will catch you guys on the next one. If you're on your own debt-free or budgeting journey, I hope that you're successful this week and every week. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.